What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, my name is Johnny, and today, well, we have another Lexus. This is Lexus' new model, basically the UX, which, you know, it's a pretty amazing truck. It is the entry model to the Lexus SUV lineup. This one's MSRP starts around $32,000, almost $33,000, depending on how equipped you have it. This one has the F Sport package, so it will run you around 36 grand. Let me do a little walk around and show you a couple of cool features that this, you know, SUV has. It is an entry model, like I said, but it's pretty packed. Has some things that you'd be surprised my car doesn't even have. It's 2 years newer than mine, so it's gonna have some technology that wasn't available for mine, or at least Lexus wasn't putting out for mine. Front, you have those LEDs. You got two here on the side, and then you got the little, you know, the L swoosh that Lexus puts on all their vehicles. Actually, this one's light up more than the actual swoosh light. You know, you got parking sensors up here in the front, which they work pretty fine. You got the vents. The vents are bigger for the F Sport models than on the regular UX. You have some 18-inch alloy wheels wrapped around Bridgestone's Turanza mud and snow tires. Let me show you a cool feature about the tail lights. So you can see it right there. It's like a whole fin. Another cool feature about this tail light is that it's a whole solid line across at night. You got your F Sport badge, your Lexus logo, and your UX 200. There's also a 250H. You open the trunk by pressing the button right down below, or the hatch. Pretty roomy back right here. You got your cargo cover, first aid kit, pretty spacious. Way you close it, you can just push the button, also lock it. Once you hit the lock button, it'll close as well. You got your rear view camera right there. Feature that I don't like about this SUV is the fact that it has this fenders. You know, they're black, they're not painted. I know most small crossovers have it, but you know, some have it painted, some have a really small one. This one is pretty big. It reminds me of the new Toyota Tacoma. You know, it's like, this SUV is not for off-roading, so I don't see the point of, you know, putting such big fenders on it. I doubt somebody's gonna take this off-road. So starting here at the door, you have the same handle that I saw on the LC 500. That's a plus. You have your window controllers, your lock and unlock, and your mirror controllers as well. You got a speaker, and you got a cup holder there, and also as your map holder. Here, as you can see, there are some blank spaces for other options depending on how you load this one up. You got your active sound control. You got your controllers for the brightness, how bright you want your instrument cluster to be. Top, another thing that this thing has, as well as the LC 500, you have your traction control switch. All you have to do is just turn the dial. Other side, you got your drive select. All you do is turn the dial down, it'll turn into eco, press it for normal, and up for sport. You got a leather wrapped steering wheel. It is also heated. You got your controllers for your instrument cluster up here, volume, your hands-free. You got your distance for when you have cruise control active. You got your lane keep assist, your modes, the way to skip tracks, cruise control right there, as I said. Moving on to the center, you have a pretty big entertainment screen with Apple CarPlay integrated. Down below, you have your climate controls, which these are pretty nicely laid out. One thing that it is different is that there is no, you know, entertainment buttons up here, such as your dial for the volume knob, your tune track, and all that. It's all being controlled right here by the center glove box. It is a bit odd, honestly, but it takes some time to get used to it. You have the way to switch songs here, and also here you have two buttons, one on each side. You have your radio, your volume, and also your on and off button, and your media button. So this is how you pretty much turn up a song. You just turn the dial. Here's your trackpad, you know, in order to control the screen. Another thing that you know, it takes time to get used to. You have your map, your menu, and your back button. Your 8-speed automatic transmission right there. One cool feature about the center console is that it opens both ways. Driver's side and the passenger side. It seats, and also, you know, your heated steering wheel. So as I said, this is an entry-level SUV, so you're not gonna get, you know, the leather, all the leather wrap parts such as on the other models. Here you got some plastic, some hard plastic. They're all a bit rubberized, so you know, it's not all that rough. Here, as on the others, you know, that is leather wrap, this one is not. This one more feels like a rubber texture. It is, you know, stitched, red stitching across. It's that material all over here on the dash. Rubberized here, hard plastics down there and there. You got your electronic brake. Moving up top, you got your lights, sensor touch, sunroof controllers, your SOS. The thing that I like about these seats, you know, they're the same as on my IS, but you see that S Sport embedded into it. That's one thing that I want on mine. All right, so now you're gonna hear me talk about a couple of things that I noticed about this specific SUV. There are some parts, there are some bugs that probably need to be fixed, which that's a common issue when a company releases a new model. For example, I'm gonna point you a couple of things that I noticed about this SUV, a couple of bad things. But there's also a really cool one that I loved and that I experienced today, that I took a trip to Louisville, which is it's pretty amazing. It's pretty cool. I'll talk about it. I'm not sure if, you know, it's something Lexus is working on, or it's just a, you know, a better system that, you know, my car currently has. First, let me tell you the negatives. So as you know, this SUV is not the most, you know, equipped, you know, with materials. They're not the most high quality ones. Like I said, you know, entry-level SUV. Still better than that Jaguar F-Pace that I reviewed. I don't know if it's just because the screens are different. This one is more intuitive. You get more information, that better quality, better graphics and all that, and on the center one as well. But if you were to take those things away, this one will be pretty much the same as that Jaguar. First thing that I didn't like about that is the materials. They're not the best. For the price, for the brand, basically they're not up to scale in my taste. Another thing is that if you're driving and you have your music a bit loud, there's this rattling noises that come from this, and also the passenger side. But that's something, you know, you don't expect from a brand new vehicle. Maybe a car that's, you know, 5 years old or down the road, something around that, but not something brand new, something that just came out. Another thing is the way that the entertainment controllers are set up. You know, they're right here, and even on the steering wheel, they're a bit, you know, on opposite sides. I wish they were together, the volume and, you know, the way to skip a track. I wish they were together. Third thing that you're gonna be using the most, or at least I use a lot, is the volume. You know, the volume knob. There is no volume knob. There's no other way to turn up the volume on this SUV except for on the steering wheel and here, right here on your controllers. And that little dial, if you move it fast, you know, it won't turn up the volume that fast. So, you know, it's pretty slow. There's two ways that this car will tell you the speed limit, which, you know, it's a feature that I loved, that I noticed, and that is, one, it will show it here in your instrument cluster. I'm not sure if one of the sensors here by the rearview mirror, you know, catches the speed limit signs on the roads and will display it up here, or what's going on. But I had some issues that there were times that the speed limit was higher than it would tell me, you know, right here in front of me. For example, on my way back to Bowling Green from Nashville, where I got the SUV. By the way, thanks to Lexus of Nashville for, you know, hooking me up with this brand new model to do a review video for it. I was coming down on the interstate. The speed limit there, as you guys know, is 70 miles per hour. It was telling me right here in the center that the speed limit was 55. So I was 15 miles over the speed limit according to the one in the middle. But as I turned on the map, it was, you know, displaying the right one, which was 70 miles per hour. That's something that Lexus is going to need to fix if, you know, they're integrating that into the instrument cluster. Front, you have a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that pushes out 169 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. But let me tell you a thing about that engine. That engine, if you're driving on the highway, it is pretty loud. It's small, so it has to work a lot. It is high revving. I noticed that while driving here as well. It'll rev up quickly, but it makes a lot of noise and it doesn't perform as well as it sounds. It sounds like it's giving it all it's got, but it really is slow. Another thing that I noticed about this SUV is that I'm not sure why it does this, but on that trip to Louisville that I just took, it's hard to keep this thing straight. If you have your lane keep assist on, even if you have it off, but it's a bit harder if you have it on. It's hard to keep it straight. I was actually fighting sometimes the steering wheel to, you know, keep the car straight. What I wanted to talk about. So when I was driving, I noticed that at one point, you know, my hands were getting tired as I was driving. That was the first time thing. And then I just, you know, I let go of the steering wheel on this SUV. I let go of the steering wheel, and I noticed that it was moving, you know, by its own. It does have lane keep assist, but it wasn't touching any line, or it wasn't even close to a line. It was trying really hard to keep the car or the SUV, you know, in the center of the lane, which I was astonished by. I actually let go of the steering wheel, and I noticed that it can drive. It basically was steering itself. If I was coming to a turn, it was doing it. It was keeping itself, you know, dead in the center. It was trying. The steering wheel was adjusting left and right. About every 5 seconds, it was asking me for a feedback. It was telling me to put my hands on the steering wheel, and basically I had 2 fingers grabbing onto the steering wheel, just, you know, moving it, trying to move it a bit. I wasn't even actually trying to move it, you know. Basically, I was just putting some resistance when it was trying to turn, but real light resistance. And I noticed that it pretty much drives itself, which I was surprised by it. I'm still surprised by it, because it wasn't waiting to, you know, to get on the line or anything. It was staying locked in the center. I'm not lying to you, I wasn't even steering. I know this is probably not the best place to say that, but it was cool. It was a cool experience, because I was just basically doing this to the car, you know, just to make sure the sensors were picking up that my hands were still on the steering wheel, which basically they weren't. I only had 2 fingers like this. I was literally like this the whole time, like this. And it was pretty much steering itself. It steered itself a long time. And if you get your hands on it, you're basically fighting with it, which I don't know if that's a glitch with the lane keep assist system that Lexus has put on the vehicle or what. But basically, if you're driving, you're fighting with the steering wheel. But yeah, that was the most interesting thing about this SUV, guys. Also, the analog clock up there, you know, all Lexus has. From Kentucky, or from Bowling Green to Louisville, there is, you know, a time zone that you change, and it'll tell you right there. It'll tell you on the screen in the center that, you know, you've entered a different time zone if you want to adjust. If you click yes, it will actually change by itself. You don't have to go and change it manually. It'll do it automatically. That was pretty cool. That is it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love this SUV. You know, this is actually an SUV that would be great to own, but this is more of a girls type of SUV. I miss my Lexus, and I'm about to head over to Louisville. I'm about to head over to Nashville and get it back. I miss it so much. But this car, it's something that I'm going to miss as well. I had so much fun with it. It is so practical, packed with technology, some that my Lexus doesn't even have, and, you know, my Lexus is a bit more expensive than this. Nonetheless, I had fun driving this SUV. It's an amazing thing. Lexus did a great job. They just have a couple of things that, you know, they need to fix to make this a bit better. You know, a couple of bugs that every new model has. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you on the next video. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We'll have more videos coming out, more cars to review, more cars to talk about. So follow me on Instagram at JohnnyTube, and also the link to my personal account, if you guys want to follow me there, will be in the description below, and to all my social media accounts. Thank you all for watching. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.
A la verga, no da, man.
Era más resistencia, ya.
Agarrarlo y no vaya a ver que lo vayamos.
No, ¿verdad? Ya, mira, aquí viene la
Dale,
curva.
la curva. Johnny, tenés malla, ¿cómo moves el volante?